Okay, class, so this is some help for lesson 5.4, page 33 to 34 homework. Okay, so this should be done after you have finished the front side of that distributive property area model handout that you got from your substitute teacher today. Okay, so for these examples, I'm just going to teach you how to apply what you have learned from that handout onto this homework. And then when I'm back, we'll go over this whole section again and talk about other ways to finish some of these problems. Okay, so I will just pick a couple problems from each section and I'll show you how to do them. Okay, so let's look at number 2. Number 2, you have 6 plus 4 and then times negative 12. So yes, I know you can just use order of operations and then do 6 plus 4 first, and then you multiply. But here I want you to make use of the distributive property. So we're going to draw an area model for this. Okay, so let's draw a rectangle. And then okay, so you have this rectangle here. It's divided into 2 parts, and the length will be your 6 plus 4, and the width is negative 12. Okay, so this is just an example. I mean, it's kind of weird to have a negative width, but I'm just using it in theory to show you how you could use the area model. Okay, so the next step would be you multiply 6 and negative 12 to get the area of this small rectangle, and then you also multiply negative 12 and 4 to get the area of the other small rectangle. Okay, so negative 12 times 6 will give you negative 72, so negative 72, and then negative 12 times 4 is negative 48. And the next step, which is to combine these two numbers. So negative 72 plus, you have that invisible plus here, plus negative 48. And this is the same as doing 72 plus 48, but the answer is negative. Okay, so we have 120. So the answer is negative 120. Okay. Okay, so the next section here is to identify structure, use the distributive property to rewrite each expression. Looking at this section, I'm going to show you 2 examples then. And I'm still going to use the area model. So let's do number 8 and number 10. Okay, so now for number 8, I have prepared this rectangle. It's divided into 2 parts. So remember, you're going to put 4 as your width. So 4 will go here. And then x minus 6y is going to be your length. So this is x, and then minus 6y, so negative 6y like this. Okay, so now you find the area of each rectangle. So the first rectangle will be 4 times x. 4 times x is 4x. And then the next rectangle is 4 times negative 6y. Okay, so 4 times negative 6y, I'll write it out. So 4 times negative 6y, you can look at it as 4 times negative 6. And then times y. So you can do 4 times negative 6, that's going to give you negative 24. So here you have negative 24 times y, so negative 24y. Okay, so negative 24y. And then you just combine these two. Well, you can't really combine them because they are not like terms. One has an x, the other one has a y here, so they are not the same thing. You cannot put them together. You cannot combine them. Okay, so your answer is just going to be 4x minus 24y. Okay, so let's write down your final answer. It's 4x minus 24y. Okay. Okay, so this is number 10. 1/2 times c minus 8. So I have this rectangle here for you to use the area model. So 1/2 is going to be the width. And don't be scared just because you see a fraction. Okay, c minus 8 here is going to be the length. So c will be on top of part of this rectangle, and then minus 8 will be on the other part. So c minus 8. So it's like c, so this is c, this is -8. Okay, then the next step is to find the area of each side of this rectangle. So to find the area of each little rectangle. Okay, so 1/2 times c is like, okay, when you do 2 times c, you get 2c. When you do -1 times c, you have -1c or -c. So when you do 1/2 times c, it's the same thing. You basically just tag the number with the variable. So this is 1/2 c. Or you can say c over 2, they're the same thing. Because half of something is the same as dividing that something by 2. Okay, then the next part will be 1/2 times -8. Okay, you should be able to do that in your head. Half of -8 should be -4, right? So half of 8 is 4, so half of -8 is -4. Okay, then the next step is just, again, you write them together. That will be your answer because you cannot combine c and -4. They're two different things, two different terms. Okay, so your final answer is 1/2 c minus 4. Okay, so now this is, well, so I've just shown you 3 examples, and well, you should have enough to help you with the bulk of this assignment. Okay, so, well, hopefully I should be back on Thursday and we can finish up the rest then.